NBC Palm Springs at 6 starts right now.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
I'm Mark Mester. Crews are assessing the damage after a late summer storm hit the Coachella Valley today. That's tonight's top story. Have a look at the conditions. This was Palm Desert late this afternoon. You could see the rain, even hear the wind as it hit the area. The storm rolling quickly through the Coachella Valley floor. A reminder tonight from the National Weather Service to avoid walking or driving through areas that are at risk of flooding on the valley floor. A flash flood warning that was issued around 3 o'clock this afternoon just expired.
Flooding has already been reported across the valley, portions of Palm Desert, Rancho Mirage near the 10, as well as Cathedral City. Our Brett Rosen joining us live tonight from Date Palm and Ramon Road, where, Brett, I know there have been detours in place and conditions have changed this evening.
Olivia, you're right. In Cathedral City on Date Palm and Ramon Road. Earlier we were on Dinah Shore, but they cleared that road blockage about 25 minutes or so. So cars are able to go up that road, but as you're seeing right behind me, still flooding on Ramon and Date Palm as cars are going through. A couple signs here just warning drivers that this is a flooded area due to the rain and the water buildup from earlier today, and to just go slow as you're going through these main streets over here. Now, some updates on Cathedral City while we're out here. A couple road closures, again, Dinah Shore Drive between Cathedral Canyon and Via de Anza. Both eastbound and westbound lanes are closed. Another lane closure at Date Palm Drive at Los Gatos southbound. 2 lanes closed, 1 lane open there. And then Ocotillo Park here in Cathedral City, there's a couple trees down, so crews are responding to that. Crews also responding here in Cathedral City. According to Cathedral City officials, as the rain and water buildups here, there are crews working to make sure to keep this water down, and they'll be out here until these streets clear up a little bit. There's a couple debris in the roadways and sidewalk areas too, so they are trying to clear that as well. However, live from Cathedral City, I am Brett Rosen with NBC Palm Springs. I'll send it back to you guys in studio.
Brett, thank you. Speaking of trees down across the valley, this is some video from Monterey Avenue in Palm Desert this afternoon, right before Fred Waring. That tree knocked over by strong wind. This was around 3 o'clock. The wind actually split the tree right in half, covering 2 different lanes. Sheriff's deputies had the lanes blocked off while crews arrived to clear the scene.
And today's rain also impacting road work. Work on the Highway 111 pavement rehab project in La Quinta has now been delayed. Westbound lanes between Washington and Jefferson will remain closed, with paving now scheduled from 6 o'clock tomorrow night through 6 o'clock in the morning Wednesday. The lanes are expected to reopen on Thursday.
And from the valley floor to the high desert, check out this view from Joshua Tree. Our viewer Nathan Yante sent this to us. This is near Joshua Tree National Park's main gate. The road has turned into a river. Cars still trying to make their way through, as you see right there. So a reminder, if you see that much water traveling down the roadway, turn around, don't drown. Please be careful tonight. The valley floor does accumulate that moisture very quickly. It doesn't seem to drain all too well, so be careful out there. Live look from our Agua Caliente casino camera. Some wind in the palm trees, some dramatic clouds back there. As long as everyone can stay safe and this flooding can subside a bit, it is nice to have a little bit of moisture. It just seems to come so quickly when it falls.
Yeah, those rainfall rates, we were talking about it earlier. That's why we get those flash floods. It was up to an inch per hour, which is the huge concern. But like you said, we desperately need the water here in Southern California. So I'm glad that we're getting some rain, but just something to keep in mind, as Olivia mentioned. Mark mentioned this earlier, that flash flood warning, not a threat anymore. I mentioned this in the 5 o'clock show. As we get into the 6 o'clock hour, that convection is going to calm down. Storm's going to calm down. So we're not tracking a lot of rain into this evening, but we do expect similar conditions as we get into our Tuesday afternoon. Before this evening, yeah, Brett painted the picture perfectly out for us in Cathedral City. It's still going to be an issue with those roads. We get that urban flooding here when we get a lot of rain in a short amount of time. As far as rainfall totals so far today, nearly a half an inch of rain in Palm Springs. Cathedral City, nearly 3/4 of an inch of rain, which makes sense. We were looking at that road that Brett was on, Thousand Palms, a half an inch as well. Rancho Mirage, over a 1/10 of an inch of rain. Olivia was talking about the high desert. Joshua Tree saw nearly 3/4 of an inch of rain, and 29 Palms almost got to an inch of rain as well. So much more than we were were forecasting. We knew the monsoonal moisture was going to pick up and be peaking for our Monday and Tuesday, but we were saying maybe around a quarter inch of rain, but that spillover from those mountain showers and thunderstorms definitely a little bit more than we anticipated. This is radar kind of showing the last hour here. You can see a lot of active weather happening in the Coachella Valley. Now it's starting to move to the east of us for the 6 o'clock hour. So as far as future precipitation, this is a short range model looking to taper off, move a little bit up into the high desert. It's supposed to be more northern as far as rain showers tomorrow. A North American model showing something similar. We'll see it over our mountain peaks through our Tuesday morning. Outside right now in downtown Palm Springs, 83 degrees. Here's a look at your Comfort Air 3-day forecast. Below average conditions through this week, back to seasonal for the weekend. We'll break down more you can expect in that full forecast coming up.
All right, Chloe, thank you for that. The stormy weather hitting hard in the East Valley tonight as well. Imperial Irrigation District reporting more than 1,000 customers are without power in North Shore right now. There's currently no estimate for restoration. If you live in that area and you are experiencing any issues, IID suggests calling the number that's right there at the very bottom of your screen.
And we have a live look from atop the Palm Springs aerial tramway this evening. The tramway has suspended its operations for the rest of the day due to heavy rainfall. They recorded 2.56 inches of rain so far today at the top of the tram. We know that will change throughout the night. Temperatures reaching just under 50 degrees. Winds as well strong up there. So something we're keeping an eye on. We'll let you know when the tram plans to reopen.
Tonight we have updates on missing 7-month-old Emmanuel Harrow. Yesterday, San Bernardino County Sheriff's team searched for the missing baby off of Highway 60, just over a mile away from Gilman Springs. Emmanuel's father, who was seen in the search field, was wearing an orange jumpsuit. Sheriff's officials confirmed he was there, but said he did not assist them in the search. Both of Emmanuel's parents were arrested last Friday on suspicion of murder, a little more than 1 week after reporting their son missing. As of now, baby Emmanuel is still missing but presumed dead. His parents are due in court tomorrow at the Riverside Hall of Justice. We'll have coverage coming up tomorrow night starting at 5 o'clock.
Take a look at this video sent into our newsroom today from a viewer showing a coyote in the backyard of a home in Indio. This is off of Jefferson and Avenue 48. A lot of coyote sightings reported this summer. They are our desert friends here in the Coachella Valley. So as a reminder to all pet owners, dogs and cats, of course, those who have small children as well, coyotes like that one can scale fences like you're about to see, hop right down into the backyard. So keep your pets on a leash when you're letting them out and make sure you don't feed coyotes. Your trash is secured and always keep an eye out for your little ones.
The Palm Springs Parks and Recreation Department is looking for your feedback on designing the Desert Highland Park's new playground. There's going to be a community meeting that's tomorrow at James O. Jesse Desert Highland Unity Center. It starts at 6 p.m. It will review concept designs and allow the community to give input and share ideas to shape the new neighborhood project.
And the city of Indio is asking for your feedback to help shape its new information technology master plan. Officials say the goal is to improve city services, both online and in person, and make them more customer friendly. Residents, businesses, and visitors are encouraged to take a 5-minute survey to share input. City leaders say your feedback will be essential in building a plan that better meets community needs. To find the survey, we've posted it to the newsroom tab on our website.
Palm Desert is calling on artists to help shape the city's future. Cultural Arts Committee is inviting proposals for a major sculptural installation. It's happening right there. That's the roundabout at the north end of San Pablo Avenue, right by College of the Desert. Artists are encouraged to think big, focusing on scale, visibility, durability, and even incorporating lighting for nighttime impact. The project budget is set at $200,000, covering design, fabrication, and installation. The deadline to apply is Thursday, September 4th. You can find a link on our website. That's NBCPalmSprings.com.
Coming up next tonight, TSA making a big change into what they will not allow on airplanes. We have more on this new rule and what you can expect after the break.
Plus, could changing your diet help prevent diabetes? We find out the answer to this question. That's right after this break.
And we have your gold and silver prices to start the work week. Stay with us. Those headlines and more right after the break.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6.
Welcome back. President Donald Trump signed an executive order today. It aims to pressure jurisdictions to end cashless bail. Cashless bail allows for the release of defendants while awaiting their hearing or trial without having to put up money. The president's order directs the Attorney General to provide him with a list of other rulings that have cashless bail policies. Proponents of cashless bail believes it helps prevent discrimination against people who can't afford bail. Opponents say it endangers public safety by releasing potentially violent offenders before trial.
House Republicans are stepping up its efforts to uncover more information about the Jeffrey Epstein case. The House Oversight Committee issued a subpoena to Epstein's estate for a host of documents. GOP members have asked for a number of documents, including a so-called birthday book Epstein received from friends and colleagues for his 50th birthday. One of the letters reportedly was from President Donald Trump. The president has denied writing that letter. The committee also is looking for financial records and anything that might include a potential list of clients that were involved in sex or sex trafficking.
If you travel with hairstyling tools, or there are some new rules from TSA to be aware of. The rules ban cordless hair tools, including curling irons or flat irons with lithium metal or lithium ion batteries. Also, curling or flat irons fueled with gas or butane are now banned as well. The items are banned in checked baggage and can be carried on as long as they are fitted with a safety cover and protected from accidental activation. You can find more information on the TSA.gov What Can I Bring page.
In some health news this evening, a new study shows the Mediterranean diet, along with lifestyle changes, can prevent the onset of type 2 diabetes among older people who are overweight. Researchers at Harvard School of Public Health in Boston conducted this study, which followed nearly 7,000 participants aged 55 to 75. They found people could prevent type 2 diabetes by switching to a low-calorie Mediterranean diet, along with exercise and weight loss support. One of the study's co-authors said the 31% lower risk of developing the disease is due to all those components, not just diet.
Some more local news this evening. The Palm Springs Public Library officially opened its temporary location at Rimrock Plaza. Library Director Jeannie Kays and her team, with help from Public Works, created this new space for visitors. An official ribbon-cutting ceremony will be held soon. City officials will announce that date in the near future.
Labor Day events are popping up in every valley corner. On Sunday, that's August 31st, the Palm Springs Surf Club is hosting a luau party. It's from 5 to 9 at night. There will be water park access from 10 in the morning till 6 o'clock at night, as well as hula and fire dances, and there's a Hawaiian dinner for $60. Make sure to use up that all-day water park access before the luau starts.
Animal Samaritans is expanding its free spay and neuter program to Palm Desert residents. Qualifying residents can pick up a voucher at the Palm Desert Library while supplies last. This voucher qualifies you for not only a free spay or neuter surgery, but also post-operative medication and an electronic collar. Animal Samaritans has been expanding its free spay and neuter service gradually to multiple cities. At the moment, it currently reaches Cathedral City, Desert Hot Springs, residents of unincorporated areas, and now Palm Desert.
It's time for Know Before You Go, where we tell you about all the traffic happenings here in the Valley so you can get caught up and know before you go. First project is in Palm Desert. It's on Cook Street. It's the Water District project, expected to wrap up in September. This project stretches from Sherrill Drive up to Hoveley Lanes. Traffic control base on need. The alternate route for this project is Portola. All right, we're giving you a live look tonight from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera on this wet Monday evening. Chloe Carlson tracking that storm that just made its way through the Coachella Valley. Details on the forecast when we come right back.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
Welcome back. Before we get into your full forecast, we're checking back in with Brett Rosen, who's in Cathedral City tonight. Brett, the last time we saw this intersection looked like a lot of water on the roadway. Looks like a similar situation at this half hour. Tell us more about the conditions you're seeing out there tonight.
That's right, Olivia. I'm still on Ramon Road in Day Palm. As you can see, water's still high. It ain't dry right here in Cathedral City, that's for sure. Cars slowly trying to go up on Day Palm. Going there, you can see a couple signs where it's still saying that it's flooded. Drive slow, just reminding them for that. Cathedral City actually put out a post on their Instagram talking about how most flood deaths happen in vehicles, just telling residents don't risk it, stay away from those high flood zones. As well as away. So avoid flooded roadways, dips, and wash crossings. And if water rises around your vehicle, leave it and move on to higher ground just to avoid that risk. As it said there earlier, most deaths during flooding happen while you're in the car there. So we're tracking this as there's still flooding in the roadways. Cathedral City also saying that, they have workers around the city to make sure that this water goes down, so they'll be out here till this all is completely dry. Till then, live in Cathedral City, I'm Brett Rosen with NBC Palm Springs. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Well, Brett, thank you so much for that update in Cathedral City. I will say if you are traveling that direction, I would suggest just avoiding Date Palm and Ramon with that urban flooding that we are tracking through this evening. Here's a live look at the Walter Clark Highway 11 cam in Rancho Mirage. Much clearer roads here in the Rancho Mirage area. I think total today they saw just a little over a 1/10 of an inch of rain. So overcast skies today here in the Coachella Valley. I want to go back to this future precipitation one more time to just kind of paint the picture of what we can expect into this evening. The convection kind of ended around 6 o'clock as we kicked off the show, so not tracking a lot of thunderstorms this evening. They could pick up again for our Tuesday afternoon. We do expect it to quiet down this evening. Lingering showers is what we are kind of expecting. So North American model taking us to 11 p.m. tonight. You could see a little bit of moisture hitting our San Bernardino mountains there. Very light rain. We could see a little bit of spillover right now. It looks like it'll stay well to the north of us. As we get into the morning hours on Tuesday, you can see a little influx of moisture hitting them, and it'll die off as in Tuesday morning. Afternoon again picks up as expected, so we'll keep you updated tomorrow. I will say when we get an influx of this moisture, this monsoonal moisture paints a beautiful picture both in the morning and the evening. I wanted to showcase this. Doug and Rebecca sent this in from, I believe, Shadow Ridge, correct me if I'm wrong, of the sunrise this morning, and you cannot get enough of these. Take a look at that sky this morning. We love, got a little bit of the blue out there as that sun is rising with that cloud cover. So thank you so much for sending that in. As far as the high today, 103 for the high today at this hour, looking to be in the 80s overnight. Tonight will stay in the 80s. More breezy conditions as far as winds go. Surface moisture will be rising into Tuesday, so keep that in mind. It was humid this morning. It's going to feel very humid and muggy tomorrow. Like I said, rain chances continue. Less than we were expecting today. Wednesday, it should be drying out. Here's a look at your Comfort Air 7-day forecast. So we'll say below average through the work week, back to seasonal by the weekend.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. The NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk with Tim O'Brien. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Well, welcome back. With week 0 behind us, we now turn our attention to week 1 with 3 in-Valley teams playing each other. Certainly going to be a fun slate. We talked about the teams that are out of league that'll stay right here in the Valley all season long. We've got Rancho Mirage. They'll travel to Coachella Valley. They're both in the top 5. We'll have more on that in a moment. The Saints of Xavier Prep will take on Desert Hot Springs. 2 great coaches ready to battle. A battle of both 1-0 teams. And La Quinta will play their first game of the season, travel up to the high desert to take on Yucca Valley. And then Cathedral City will host San Bernardino, looking for their first win and their first home game of the season. I want to take a look at the rankings. Do a top 5 for fun. And this is the teams that I saw and who I think are in the top 5. The Palm Springs offense, impressive as I've seen in my time here in the Valley. Jordan Johnson with 5 total touchdowns, an animal on the ground. If the defense can just lock in they'll be tough to beat. Palm Desert's defense, on the other hand, as advertised the other night, 2 touchdowns for the defense, one of them being a pick 6. The Aztecs ready to compete for the DEL title. I'm not writing Rancho Mirage off just yet, despite a tough loss, a 42-14 loss at home to a good team out of El Cajon. I still think they're the team to beat in the Desert Empire. Then Coachella Valley didn't skip a beat after losing Aaron Ramirez and Derek Calderon last season. Ivan Camargo, the next man up, he proved that. And then rounding it out is the Yucca Valley, the Trojans, with a ton of offense from Aiden Pope and Clyde King, combining for almost 300 yards of offense. Their matchup will be big with La Quinta this Friday night. And maybe the best time of year in the sports world. The NFL just around the corner, and it's time for fantasy drafts. So I want to chat about it. Email me. You see my email there on the screen. I want to know what league you're in, what kind of style the league is, the rules, and what pick you have. I'm playing in a 12-team snake draft, and have the 4th pick. It's against other media members here in the Valley, so we can't lose. I don't have a clue, though, which way I'm leaning. Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley will be your top 3 picks, right? So that leaves me at 4. Let me know your thoughts. You can email me. And that'll do it in sports. I'm Tim O'Brien.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
A movie about legendary basketball player Kobe Bryant is in the works. That's according to The Hollywood Reporter. The movie will focus on Bryant's journey to the NBA that all began with the '96 draft. It's called With the 8th Pick. At the time, the New Jersey Nets held the 8th pick in the draft. They considered taking Bryant, but he was still in high school. Instead, Bryant's stock dropped just a bit. The Charlotte Hornets drafted him with the 13th pick and then traded him to the Los Angeles Lakers, and the rest is history.
Lil Nas X pleaded not guilty in a California courtroom today. The 26-year-old Atlanta native, whose birth name is Montero Hill, was arrested last week while walking around Los Angeles in his underwear. He's been charged with battery against a police officer and resisting arrest. His bail was set at $75,000. We'll be right back.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
Brighter Side of the News is brought to you by Fiesta Kia. Discover the all-new Fiesta Kia located in the I-10 Auto Mall.
All right, right, before we go, the rain may have been maybe a bit of a downer on our day, but take a look at the Palm Springs Animal Shelter pups. They were having a blast today, turned into a puddle party in the backyard. They took to Facebook to show this video. The dogs enjoying the storm, you know, a little something different desert dogs don't see every day, including us. But the shelter says, don't worry, the dogs were dried off, ready for any loving home for adoption. And look at how many sweet personalities you have out there. And it comes just in time. Tomorrow is the year's biggest day for man's best friend. Tomorrow is National Dog Day, right in the middle of the dog days of summer. I think we have some familiar faces in this video. I believe that was Hamlet right there, right? Mark's dog. And I'm not familiar with that puppy.
That one I'm not too sure.
Adorable. So very fun.
That is such a fun thing. I feel like for a lot of those, there's Anchor.
Tim's
Did
dog.
Anchor play in the rain?
No, I was already here, so he was napping on the couch.
And Jersey and Lulu for Tim's
Full
3
house
dogs.
there.
Yeah.
Everyone's making a cameo there.
Right.
It's going to be a big party at your house tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, stay with us tonight. We'll have the latest on this late summer storm tonight at 11 o'clock. But for now, we're going to send things over to Fred Rogan. He's got the latest with the Rogan Report. Hey, Fred.
Hey, Mark. The Rogan Report is presented by The Living Desert.
All right, so you're driving on the I-10, far left lane, fast lane, and someone is driving 35 miles an hour. Does that drive you insane? Is that even legal? We'll try to figure it out. Happy Monday. We found out about this on Friday. For whatever reason, Desert Hot Springs City Council member Dirk Voss decided to weigh in on a Facebook page where someone wondered if they should get a piercing. Dirk decided this was the right place to workshop his thoughts on body piercings, listing off septum, tongue, nipples, belly button, and even hood, like he was reading a menu at a tattoo parlor. When people called him out, one noted it was odd for a 70-year-old to post that. Actually, he's not that old. Another reminded him, hey, you're not just some random guy, you're an elected official. And that's the issue when a council member spends time rating piercings instead of perhaps representing the people who voted for him. Constituents expect leadership, not late-night Facebook oversharing. Dirk Voss joins us now. Dirk, appreciate you coming in tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, Fred. I appreciate being invited.
Can I just get started?
Let's go for it.
What in God's name were you thinking?
I kind of fell back into just a normal kind of everyday conversation kind of thing. And for that, I made that mistake. I have my body, I'm probably the most tattooed elected official in all of Southern California.
How many tattoos do you think you have?
Instead of how many, I would probably say I'm about 75% covered.
Okay.
And so I've been, I professionally, I'm not in the industry, but I'm very knowledgeable, just knowing shop owners and what have you, including piercing. And with that in mind, I'm pretty understanding and knowledgeable. I've got 30 years of being around the industry with close friends and, of course, my personal self. And so when...
Do you have any piercings?
No, I do not.
Okay.
And so, I saw on social media by a Facebook friend that said, hey, I'm interested in getting a certain type of piercing. What are your thoughts? And so I gave my opinion. In normal conversations, that might have been okay.
If you were talking to me and it was not on social media and you were not an elected official, and if you were just talking about piercings, would that statement have been offensive, or it would have been accepted because that's the way it is?
It would have been accepted because I didn't use any terms that are not out of the industry norm. I used proper terms that are in there. It wasn't, I said, hey, this looks nice. This way I think is personally is more attractive. But otherwise, that was it.
Okay. So you post that, and all of a sudden you got some backlash for it, didn't you?
Yeah, I was welcomed to being an elected official, and so I need to do better.
But again, it would be the kind of conversation, if you'd had that in private with somebody, there would have been no concern here, right?
We've had that. I've actually had people have asked, hey, I'm thinking about getting this kind of tattoo or this kind of piercing, and just based off the knowledge that I know, I would tell them, or I would direct them to one of my friends at a shop so they can go into more detail for them.
And this is your first term as a city councilman?
First term as a city council member.
Okay. So I guess there's a learning curve for you.
It is a learning curve. This whole social media thing as an elected official is very, very different, and it's ever changing. And so this is a lesson learned. I need to do better. And I appreciate you, pointing this out, actually, because I don't mind being, called to the carpet, so to speak, on things.
Well, you know what? I think it's important that you just had a chance to talk about it. and clear it up. What people have to understand, again, you do understand you are into body art. You have been around businesses that do piercings. People have spoken to you over the years.
Right.
What you said would be generally accepted in that group of people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But what stunned everybody, and I think you can understand, what stunned them was that you wrote it, and people that may not be as versed as you are in it went, oh my God, this guy's a city council member.
Right. They don't know the backstory of my personal, you know, as I had showed you earlier before we came on here, it's, you know, my favorite football team. So, you know, that it's, you know, we see this with a lot of the different elected officials and what have you. And, you know, being out there, you know, like this, I walk in a room as an elected official, people see, and then they realize, you know, I have, you know, extensive background in economic development, redevelopment, that kind of stuff. And so the conversation changes, but it starts with, I see your tattoos. You know, it kind of becomes a nice icebreaker, which has really helped us, I think, in Desert Hot Springs when we go out to places, and to really help benefit our city too, because we're doing some great things in Desert Hot Springs right now.
There is
great city council.
There's no denying that. You guys are doing great work out there.
We are. We are. I love the city council we got. We just adopted a new strategic plan. It's very detailed, and I really look forward to our team that we got and carrying that message forward.
All right, Dirk, you cleared it up. Thanks for coming in.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so California's cracking down on left lane drivers. Under state law, if you're driving slower than the normal flow of traffic, even at the speed limit, you must keep right, leaving the far left lane for passing. Officials say lane hogging leads to congestion and road rage. New enforcement plans include higher fines and stepped-up patrols to make sure the left lane stays clear for faster-moving vehicles. Our contributors tonight, Brian Harnick and Jill Marie Plaza. Brian, if you're already going the speed limit, should you still have to move over for somebody going faster?
Absolutely, because safety trumps it all. Safety takes rule, and if you're driving too slow for the flow of traffic, the law requires you to move to the right. That's how they're enforcing it because of road rage, because of traffic jams. It slows things down and causes backups in an exponential manner. Move over to the right. If people are passing you on the right, that's a sign. Move over, get safe. Jill?
I'm right with you. I think absolutely you should move over. Although I have to say I've been in the slow lane and I've had people flash their lights on me in really bad conditions. So I don't know if the fast lane's the only problem or not.
Wait a minute. You've been in the slow lane and you've been going so slowly that people are flashing their lights.
Speed limit, 55 miles an hour.
So you're going the speed limit and they're still flashing their lights.
Yeah.
Do you think that cracking down on left lane drivers will actually help traffic or encourage more speeding, Jill?
Encourage more speeding. I mean, if people have a free lane, hey, pedal to the metal, especially if there's nobody in front of them.
Brian?
I agree with Jill. It's gonna just cause more speeding. People are going to get outraged. You get pulled over, you lose all that time, you make up for it. The idea is let's teach people, let's educate. Fred, it's moments like this that we get to teach people. You're moving too slow in the left lane, move over. We don't like double nickels in the $50 lane. That's an old CB term.
All right, Governor Gavin Newsom is back in the redistricting ring. He is pushing a special election this November to redraw the state's congressional maps, basically creating 5 Democratic-leaning districts to counter the Republican-driven gerrymander happening over in Texas. A brand new LA Times Berkeley poll shows voters are split. 46% say yes, 36% say no, and a big chunk, nearly 20%, aren't sure. The measure, called Proposition 50, would let the legislature redraw congressional maps through 2030. Supporters say it's a way to fight gerrymandering in red states like Texas. Critics, they call it a power grab that undermines California's independent system. Decatur City Councilman Steve Sanchez joins us now to talk about it. Steve, thanks for coming in tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, what do you think of this?
Redistricting. This is a total sham on the voters of California. The governor and the legislature are basically going around the will of the voters. Enshrined in our state constitution calls for a citizen redistricting commission. And the legislators and the governor are basically saying, no, we don't want to follow that. We want to go around it. And quite frankly, what I would like is for the voters and the residents, not just of the Coachella Valley, but California, to really think objectively, right? And think, okay, what if Governor Newsom wasn't in office and let's say Chad Bianco was there?
Okay.
Would you be okay with that?
Absolutely not.
Right. And if you're not, then you shouldn't be okay with this. because they're basically bypassing the voters' will and what the voters want, right? The voters have spoken, and we're going to spend over $250 million for redistricting that may or may not happen. And if it happens, it'll only be in effect for a couple of years before the new redistricting cycle. So $250 million or more, that could be used for bridges here in the Coachella Valley. It could be used for the homelessness. It could be used for veterans, seniors. There's a whole host of things that we can do with $250 million than an unnecessary redistricting propaganda.
But you understand in the state of California, the Democrats will do whatever they want.
They can do whatever they want. And that's why it's interesting speaking with my friends that are Republicans and Democrats. A lot of them actually agree on that the governor shouldn't be doing this because it's a waste of taxpayer money and a waste of time. And when you think about it objectively, you wouldn't want the other side doing it to you or you know, to the other party, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be okay with the state legislators being able to do what they want. Here's the thing. The governor and the state legislatures have the supermajority. They can literally do whatever they want. They don't need Republicans in California. This shows what absolute power does, right? A few months ago, there was protest about Trump being king, this and that. This is an exact reason where you should be protesting a king and a monarch type legislation.
Sure. Well, this is Gavin Newsom, and he's basically trying to become the Democratic nominee for president. Some people say he's the odds-on favorite right now. So he's got the ball, he's got the stick, he's going to use it when he can.
Yeah, so basically the legislator and the governor are saying, hey, us politicians, we want to pick our voters instead of the residents picking who their politicians are. And that, to me, is not the way the Republic should run.
All right. Appreciate you coming in. We'll stay on top of this.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. All right, Jill is fighting fire with fire, drawing political maps to counteract another state's gerrymander. What do you think?
I think we're caught in a political upheaval here in California. We have way too much of one party, and we're in a fiscal deficit that's screaming, and we've got all kinds of problems. And this is, I'm going to call him a do-nothing governor because I absolutely do not like him. I'm going to offend people by that, is taking precious resources we need for other things, such as the fire and the assistance in Los Angeles County, and putting it into something that's completely unnecessary at this time. What about you, Brian?
Well, this whole idea of us acting as a state to countermand what another state does is the opposite of leadership. Illinois and New York gerrymandered purely political to get more Democrat representation than their population reflects it. Texas is now doing the same thing on the Republican side. I really don't think all of them shouldn't be doing it. Us in California doing the same thing is wrong. Steve Sanchez is right. When Governor Newsom was subject to a recall some years ago, he was screaming and yelling about the waste of $230 million for the recall vote. Now he's doing the exact same thing and wasting our money. We already have in place a nonpartisan citizen approach to districting. Take the politics out of districting, get rid of gerrymandering. We have that in California. Newsom is making a power grab to his base, running for president. I get it. I think it's wrong on all these states politicizing. Gerrymandering should be out. Citizen neutrality should be the way to do it. That's the way the Constitution was written.
All right. Let me tell you something. Making elections fair is the only way to be a good neighbor. Kimberly Indian Wells wants to give a shout out to AI. It's a company that has cleaned her solar panels for the past 6 months, did a great job. Ingrid Rancho Mirage has a question, wants to know, to where did Wendy Roberts, MD, move her practice? Another question from Marlon Palm Desert, wants to know if anyone has used desert concrete overlays for any work, and if so, what'd you think? Bonnie's also in Palm Desert, busy night in Palm Desert. Is looking for someone who can instruct her on how to operate her irrigation system, which waters the plants in her courtyard and atrium.
We love it when you contribute, but please make it a note, not a novel.
Oh, and no, I can't pay your water bill. Find Fred on Facebook and Instagram at Fred Rogan or email thedesertdean@gmail.com.
Where's the window?
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
So 2 major airlines are being sued for charging passengers extra for window seats without the window. Delta and United are accused in a class action lawsuit of selling more than 1 million so-called window seats that were actually just a wall. The suits claim both airlines knew it, kept charging premiums, sometimes over $70, never told customers. Other airlines like American and Alaska do disclose when a window seat doesn't have a window. Delta had no comment. United didn't respond. Brian, you pay for a window seat. Do you expect a window every time?
Look, this is an economic model. Sometimes you pay extra to board early so you have room and overhead. And if you don't board early, you've paid for something you didn't get, you get it back. If you pay for first class and you get bounced and you're not in first class, you're entitled to the difference. You pay for more room, you're entitled to the difference. If you pay for a window seat and you don't get it, you're entitled to the difference. It's an economic relationship. So shame on those airlines for not disclosing, upcharging, and not giving what they're promising. It's a pure contractual obligation. Don't sell it and don't upcharge, for goodness sakes. And if you're going to make money and not deliver, you're contractually wrong. That's why we love lawyers. Make it right.
Jill?
Richard, Brian. I absolutely agree with him. I think, airlines have so many fare categories that are part of their payment system anyway for the fares. Why can't they have that fare category and just disclose it? Window seat, but no window, and it has a different fare classification.
Well, how about you just don't call it a window seat if it doesn't exist? Yeah. It's just a seat, Brian.
It's just that it's on that side of the plane, though.
I'm sorry, Jill, just don't upcharge for it. It's just a seat. That's it. You buy an airline ticket to get safely from point A to point B. If you're going to charge me more for extra room and then not give me the extra room, you should owe me the difference. If you're going to charge me for extra room, give it to me. Same thing on the window here. It's very simple. It's a contract. Live up to your terms. Do what you say you're going to do. It's shame on the airlines for not disclosing it and ripping these people off for paying more for something they're not giving them.
Brian, do they have grounds for a suit?
Oh, you bet. I mean, that's what class actions are about. I mean, is somebody going to sue in federal court United Airlines over $70? No, it doesn't make sense. You're not going to get a lawyer to do that. That's why you have class actions. According to the actions, they have over 1 million passengers. The sad part is if the airlines get hit, they're going to pass the cost along to all the other flyers eventually anyway. But you know what? You get good behavior when you hold people economically accountable. So, yeah, I think there's some merit here. Again, that's what we have judges and juries for. Our system works if you handle it with integrity and honesty.
All right, fun fact here. Hottest days of summer are called the dog days. Since the Roman Empire era, people have used the phrase dog days of summer to describe the hottest days of the year. These dates are between July 3rd and August 11th. They are linked to the star Sirius, also known as the dog star. Sirius is the brightest star in the sky, rising and falling 20 days before and after the dog days. Let's see what Chloe and Superweather have to say about if the dog days have left the building.
Oh, Fred, it's sweater weather.
Oh, sweater weather. Sweater weather. Sweater weather.
Oh. It's sweater weather.
Finally, sweater weather.
And it's back to school time.
say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
Hey, riddle me this. What has a bottom at the top?
Amaya D'Souza, now a senior at Palm Desert High School, joins us as our community reporter. Amaya is back. Welcome back, and welcome back to school.
Thank you, Fred. It's so good to be back.
All right, what are we talking about now? You're back in school. The summer is gone. Things have changed.
Yeah, so one thing's for sure, I'm a senior in high school, which is so exciting. This last Wednesday, I just had my last first day of high school ever. And more importantly, I wanted to talk about that because a reason why senior year and just high school has been such an exciting and very growing experience for me is because when I was a 14-year-old little freshman, and even earlier that in 6th grade, I joined this organization, part of our school, called ASB, or Associated Student Government, or Associated Student Body. And that experience has really, really changed my life and has really not only shown me what it's like to be a good leader, but to work with one another and to work as a team and mature, because you know, not every teenager spends one of their class periods like on a phone call with like venues, trying to plan your prom, or talking to DJs, trying to figure out your homecoming, or even spending, like I did last night actually, was 4 hours in my school painting posters for our rally this last morning and then our football game tonight. And beyond all this and beyond what everyone sees us do, like the physical work and the long hours, and obviously every year I get the question of, why do you even do that?
Yeah, why do you?
Like people ask me, they're like, you're not even getting paid.
Nope, you're not.
And I'm just like, it's so addicting. And the reason why it's addicting is because you're surrounded by 40 other people who also find it just so fun. And I thought this was really cool and really important. And I noticed it a lot this last week because we slept in our school gym for our ASB lockdown. That was our first time we've ever done that. And I've woken up before 6 o'clock in the morning way too many times this week, and I'm just a little sleep deprived, but it just kind of shows that despite often what media and journalism can portray Gen Z and like their work ethic as,
right,
especially with AI and especially with like, you know, job crises, it's very refreshing and it's a reminder to myself that, you know, not everyone is like that. If you want to go look for any hardworking teenager, you can walk into an ASB class in any high school in the desert and you'll see over 40 of them.
Are you going to have time for us during the school year?
Yes, I'm really excited. This is one of my favorite places, and I've really grown to appreciate a side of myself that I never thought I'd see myself in. I never thought I'd see myself behind a newsroom or on TV, so.
Well, we're proud to have you. You're terrific. We're glad you're back. Welcome back, and off we go to another school year, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you. And your daily dose of cuteness when we return.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. Report was presented by the Living Desert Zoo and Gardens. They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
If this show puts you to sleep, sweet dreams. If you're awake, tell us what you think. Find Fred on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Fred Rogan. You can also email thedesertdean@gmail.com.
What has a bottom at the top? Your legs.
Okay, well, we'll be standing tall on those legs because we never sleep. NBC's Palm Springs goes at it 24/7 for you. Go to the website, click on programs, there's the Rogan Report. Our content from tonight's program is up there, and our content from past episodes as well. A lot of comments tonight, a lot of comments about redistricting. We'll have those for you tomorrow. Wheel of Fortune is next.